It's hard because of my weight. Just simple walking from the living room to the bedroom, I'm out of breath. I feel like my knees are gonna collapse. I'm trapped inside this body that I don't want to be in. I can't even go out anymore. I can't even drive anymore.
Christina is a 22-year-old, and her situation is absolutely staggering. At nearly 700 pounds, she is literally a prisoner in her own home, barely able to walk from one room to another without losing her breath. She says she's trapped inside this body, and you can feel the suffocating despair. This weight problem has put her life on hold and made her a young woman who has never gotten to truly live. The physical and emotional imprisonment is crushing, to be honest.
In the 7th grade, just to 300. My parents would fight and argue a lot when I was young. It was scary. I think that might be part of the reason why I turned to food. When I was 17, I stepped on the scale and it was like close to 400.
Christina's story isn't one of a single traumatic event, but a lifelong, slow-burn disaster. She was already pushing 300 pounds in the 7th grade and hit 400 by the time she was 17. Can you believe it? This is a devastating pattern that has been spiraling out of control for her entire life, eventually leading to the horrific lymphedema masses on her legs. You can draw a straight line from that early, unchecked weight gain to the nearly 700-pound woman we see today, trapped and disgusted by her own body.
I was 18 when I met Zach. I met him through my sister. He was just funny and someone that I could get along with, and we've been together ever since.
When I first met her, I didn't think nothing about her. It was kind of love at first sight.
And now, meet Zach, her husband, and Tammy, her mother, the architects of the show. They are her full-time caretakers, and they openly admit to bringing her fast food because they don't know how to tell her no or can't stand to see her hungry. Her mother literally says she feels like she's shortening her lifespan, but does it anyway. This is active sabotage born from weakness. They have created a toxic bubble where every craving is met, ensuring she remains completely dependent and hopelessly stuck. Make it make sense.
So you're considering weight loss surgery, huh? We need to understand what the surgery is going to do and what kind of changes we have to make the surgery work. Who bring you the food? Who does all the cooking? And
Thank goodness Doctor now has arrived to be the adult in the room. He sizes up the situation in about 5 seconds, looking at Christina, her husband, and her mother, and immediately calls out the dysfunctional dynamic. He straight up tells them they are enablers who will sabotage her weight loss, predicting they'll feel like they're losing the grip on you as she gets better. What a guy. He lays down the law: lose 30 pounds on her own or no surgery. For the first time, someone is speaking the unvarnished truth to this entire family unit, and it is a desperately needed wake-up call.
Bad about that. I'm looking for another place.
You hadn't get your reservation. And baby, you all right?
Let her cry, because she hadn't cried in over a month. It's okay.
It was a lot harder than I thought it would be.
My family's acting like it's no big deal.
It is the first stumble, and it is an absolute catastrophe. Christina returns for her first follow-up, and not only has she failed to lose the 30 pounds, she has gained 17. Doctor now is livid, completely dismantling her and her mother's pathetic excuses about not being able to cook proper foods. He calls out the fast food, the pizza, and the blatant enabling right to their faces. This isn't just a setback, it's a massive, defiant failure that proves the addiction and the family dysfunction are far more powerful than her desire to change at this point.
so instead of hoping that you lost 30 pounds, you gained 17 pounds. What happened?
I think it's mainly fluid, because I did good once I got back.
This is an emotional breakthrough in its rawest form. The family moves to a new house in Houston, and Christina is faced with a small ramp. She immediately spirals into a complete meltdown, sobbing and screaming that she can't do it and wants to find another place. This isn't manipulation, people. This is the pure, unfiltered agony of her reality crashing down on her. For the first time, she is confronting the physical limitations of her body without the comfort of her old routine, and it is a genuine, painful, and absolutely necessary catharsis. This is what rock bottom truly feels like.
It's okay.
The problem we got with Christina is that always there are 5, 6 people with her, and the enabling environment is still dead. It seems that separate her from enabler has not worked.
This is the tough love turning point, and Dr. Now is not playing games. Even after being admitted to the hospital, Christina has lost a pathetic 4 pounds in a month. Dr. Now confronts her and her family, knowing they're still sneaking her food. He's had it. Seeing that simply separating them isn't enough, he makes a bold move. He schedules the lymphedema surgery before she's earned the bypass, hoping that increasing her mobility will finally be the motivation she needs to start working. This isn't a reward, it's a strategic, high-stakes gamble to shock her into taking responsibility for her own life.
It's been a month since my surgery, and I'm able to do so much more now that the lymphedema has been removed. I can go up and down the ramp now without the wheelchair and just do simple exercises around the house. I want to lose the weight more than anything.
Finally, the glimmer of true progress, the earned reward. After the lymphedema surgery, Christina starts actually trying. She's walking, exercising, and sticking to the diet. She comes back to Dr. Now's office, and the scale shows she's lost over 50 pounds. You can see the relief and pride on her face. Dr. Now is pleased and finally delivers the words she's been fighting for. He's approving her for gastric bypass surgery. She didn't just lose the weight, she fought for every single pound against her own demons and a toxic environment. She has truly earned her chance at a new life.
Today, Zach and I are scheduled to meet someone at a local college to check out my options. I'm interested in doing something in the medical field. 2 years ago, I would have never seen myself here. It makes me feel like my goal is a little bit closer.
A hopeful new beginning. We see a transformed Christina, hundreds of pounds lighter, visiting a local college to pursue her dream of becoming a nurse. 2 years ago, she couldn't even leave her room, and now she's planning a future full of hope and independence. She acknowledges how far she's come and is excited for what's next, saying, "Nothing's stopping me now." It was never just about the food, it was about reclaiming a life stolen by her addiction. The person she was is gone, replaced by a survivor with a future that is finally her own. What an amazing journey.
I am absolutely trapped in this body. I've let myself get way out of control, and I feel like I'm dying every day. I can't even move without help. I can feed myself and I can wipe myself, but anything else after that, I need help.
Pauline isn't just immobile, she is absolutely imprisoned inside her own body, and it's a horror show. The most disturbing part, she has turned her own son, Dylan, into a full-time servant at the age of 21. His entire life revolves around her basic needs, from washing her to helping her get dressed. It's not a mother-son relationship, it's a client-caregiver dynamic, and it is gut-wrenching. She's completely aware of the damage she's inflicting, but feels powerless to stop it. This isn't just a cry for help, it's a scream from the bottom of a pit.
Age 6, my mom and dad, they got a divorce. My mom was a homemaker, so when they split up, she had to go live on her own, and there was no welfare or anything back then, so we starved. We went hungry a lot.
And here we have it, the origin story. Pauline's parents split up when she was a child. This laid the groundwork for the catastrophe we're seeing now. When she went with her mother, who was only a homemaker, she experienced a childhood full of actual starvation, where cupboards were bare and the feeling of hunger was a constant, helpless state. So when her parents got back together and food was suddenly plentiful, her brain basically short-circuited. She started hoarding and overeating, associating food with survival and safety. At 17, she weighed 300 pounds, and at 29, after having Dylan, Pauline was 400 pounds.
Because she can't fit in the car that good, it's just easier for her to get in the chair and for me to just go in the car.
You have tamales today? Okay, good. 4 pork. I enjoy everything about food.
This is absolutely wild. We're getting a front row seat to the toxic enabling in real time. She can't fit in a car, so her son Dylan drives her motorized scooter through a drive-thru. She directs him on every single move, even telling him which piece of food to grab to ensure it's the fresher one. It's a masterclass in manipulation. She frames her addiction as a fun activity they can do together, an event to look forward to. Meanwhile, you can see the life draining out of Dylan's eyes. He's a hostage in this situation, forced to facilitate the very behavior that is killing his mother and ruining his own youth.
The next question is, who buys those?
I'll send my son, but I know what you're gonna say, and it's really not his fault. I know he's probably considered an enabler, but I abuse my position as his mother, and I tell him, go get my food.
Dr. Now enters, the only voice of reason in this entire chaotic circus. He doesn't waste a single second. He immediately targets the core of the problem, her compulsive eating and the fact that her son is her personal shopper for junk food. He cuts right through her excuses and her attempts to shift blame onto Dylan. Dr. Now makes it crystal clear that she knows the solution, she knows the problem, but she refuses to take any responsibility. He sees right through her performance and lays the accountability exactly where it belongs, squarely on her shoulders, and Dr. Now's trying to dismantle this deeply toxic dynamic.
Okay, well, I need details. I just want to know if I can get down. I can't believe that I gained a couple of pounds.
I've had a few things not good for your diet, but I certainly don't feel like I've overeaten.
All right, how's everything going?
Just been feeling kind of nauseous and...
After moving all the way to Houston, after that big speech about this being her last chance, she shows up for her first follow-up appointment and has gained weight. This is peak absurdity, and the excuses start immediately. She claims she has a problem with water retention and that her stomach hurts. It's an absolute clown show of denial. Dr. Now is visibly stunned by her lack of seriousness. Gaining weight under these circumstances isn't just a slip-up. It's an act of pure defiance. She's not even pretending to try, and you can see the immense frustration on Dr. Now's face. This is not going well.
That's not bad. 60 would have been better, but I'll be happy with 44.
Pauline is losing weight because of her controlled diet. Now that we have her weight going in the right direction, we're going to go ahead and do bypass on her.
Witness the master manipulator at work. After receiving life-saving surgery, the only requirement is for her to get up and walk to prevent fatal blood clots. But does she? Of course not. Instead, we get a laundry list of flimsy excuses. She pulled a muscle, she's in pain, it's too fast. When Dr. Now applies even the slightest pressure, the waterworks start immediately. These aren't tears of genuine pain or fear. This is a calculated, manipulative tactic designed to make everyone back off and let her remain in her comfort zone of doing absolutely nothing. She is weaponizing her emotions to avoid any and all responsibility for her own recovery.
Pauline is used to being in control of everyone and her situation.
Stay close, honey.
We are.
She's not responding very well to changes in this dynamic.
You got it. Give it.
And here is the glimmer of what could be, the moment of false hope. After being forced into a controlled environment in the hospital, she finally loses some weight, just enough to get approved for the surgery. For a fleeting moment, she sounds committed, saying she is scared to death but ready to follow all the rules. Dylan is there, the ever-present reason she claims she's doing this. This is the last chance, the final tool that could possibly save her life. But watching her journey so far, you can't help but feel a deep sense of skepticism. This surgery isn't magic. It requires a mental shift she has shown zero signs of making.
I've done good. You could see by the scale. You told me you only believe the scale.
That's because you had weight loss surgery.
I know,
That
but
doesn't
I'm
mean
eating
that
good
you're
too.
Eating healthy. You should have lost at least 60 to 80.
Dr. Now, armed with the truth, calls out Pauline on her blatant lies about physical therapy. After she swore they never called her, he gets confirmation they called multiple times, and she turned them away. The web of deceit just completely unravels. Her attempt to play dumb and feign confusion is so transparent it's almost laughable. Dr. Now is having none of it. He tells her that her excuses make no sense and that he's running out of ways to help her. This isn't just a doctor being frustrated. This is a man who sees a patient actively choosing to fail.
You can get up from there.
Because my wheelchair is...
Leave this monster in the waiting room.
Hey, what's the matter?
The way that you're sitting here after surgery and you want to roll with this thing instead of
The
walking.
only reason I have this chair is because...
And there's the inevitable conclusion. The opportunity was handed to her on a silver platter, and she threw it all away. She's still not walking, relying on a motorized scooter. She's still eating what she wants, telling herself it's fine. Dr. Now delivers the final verdict with grim finality. She is a self-destructive person with no real intention to change. The most heartbreaking part of this whole saga is Dylan, still trapped, his life on hold, with the doctor grimly hoping he won't have to bury his mother soon. Pauline didn't just fail herself, she failed him. What a wasted opportunity.
I need help with just about everything.
My wife has to take care of me and clean me because I can't do it by myself. It's humiliating.
Chad is a 700-pound man who is so immobile that his wife, Aisha, has to bathe him. He describes his life as a constant state of taking, feeling less like a husband and more like just another child she has to care for. His life is a physical, emotional, and marital nightmare. He's trapped in a chair, a massive burden on his family, and consumed by the guilt of it all.
Been the person that's been bigger than everybody else. I had a mother who saw food as love. So there was a never-ending supply of food in our house growing up. If I ate something in the fridge, the next day it was replenished.
How did Chad get here? He tells us about a mother who equated food with love, creating a never-ending supply of comfort in the fridge. Then, he becomes a truck driver, and the weight gain goes into overdrive. What is actually going through his mind? He was sitting for 13 hours a day, downing a 12-pack of soda, and getting zero exercise. It's the perfect storm for catastrophic weight gain. You can see the link from that childhood conditioning to the destructive lifestyle that cost him his health and his career.
We are a family, but it doesn't feel. When he fell out of the truck, he got it into his head, I can't do it. And ever since, all he has done was sit and eat any.
Now for the web of codependence, and it's a family affair. His 10-year-old daughter, Takwa, is forced to act as his caretaker, fetching him water and tending to his needs. His wife, Aisha, is at her breaking point, watching the man she loves give up on himself and just sit and eat and eat. This is the soul-crushing reality of enabling, born not from malice but from exhaustion and a desperate attempt to keep the peace. The entire family dynamic is warped around his addiction, sacrificing their own well-being to manage his. It's chaos, and you can see the toll it's taking on everyone involved.
You are 700 pounds. Wow. Why do you think you gained this much weight?
Got into wrong eating habits and a lot of soda, a lot of energy drinks, and it was, bottom line, my own stupidity.
Thank goodness Doctor Now is here to save the day. Chad weighs in at a staggering 701 pounds and immediately tries to blame his own stupidity, but Dr. Now cuts deeper, getting Chad to admit he becomes mean and obnoxious if his family doesn't bring him the food he wants. Dr. Now calls it exactly what it is, turning the whole family into enablers. He tells Chad he isn't mentally ready and lays down the law: lose 40 pounds in 1 month to prove he actually wants this. No more games, no more manipulation, just a harsh, necessary wake-up call.
I've set simple goals, like walk outside and get the mail.
I'm dizzy. Everything's moving.
Right now, just getting up to walk outside is just too much.
I've sat around for way too long.
After getting his orders from Doctor Now, Chad sets a simple goal: just walk outside and get the mail, and it's an absolute struggle. We watch him, breathing heavily, every step an agonizing effort, only to admit that just getting up to walk outside is just too much. This isn't defiance, it's the brutal reality of his physical state and the powerful grip of years of inaction. This agonizing first attempt isn't a failure, but a painful, necessary confrontation with just how far he has to go. It's the first real battle in his war for survival.
I eat, they'll come up.
Are you taking your medication? How are we doing with those?
I know one of them I wasn't taking because it was too much money. They were too much. I couldn't afford them.
Chad, you can't decide not to take your medication.
And here's the tough love turning point, everyone. Chad is back in Dr. Now's office because he can't keep food down. The reason? He just decided not to take his prescribed medication because it was too much money. Dr. Now is furious, schooling him that this isn't a suggestion, and his irresponsible choice created a dangerous medical situation. He immediately sends Chad to the hospital for a procedure. This isn't just a doctor's visit, it's a harsh lesson in accountability. Dr. Now is challenging him to stop making excuses and finally take his health seriously.
I really want Aisha to know how sorry I am for everything I've done these past few years. I just kind of want to say sorry for not being there for you guys.
After a major health scare, Chad finally confronts his past actions. He sits down with Aisha and delivers a raw, heartfelt apology for not being there, for just sitting and letting her do everything. This is pure catharsis. He's not making excuses, he's taking full responsibility. And when Aisha tells him she's proud and forgives him, you can feel the weight lift. These aren't tears of manipulation. It's the genuine pain and regret of a man finally ready to kill his old self and become the husband he was always meant to be. What a moment.
I did it.
That's awesome.
Wow. I haven't been this size in 20 years.
All right, Chad, you lost 260 pounds. That's excellent. Can you tell the difference?
Oh yeah, I feel great.
This is the earned reward we've been waiting for. After his initial consultation, Chad comes back for his first weigh-in, and he hits the goal exactly, losing 40 pounds. You can see the pure joy and relief on his face. He hasn't accomplished something like this in years. And then, Dr. Now delivers the magic words: "We're gonna go ahead and approve you for surgery." This isn't a handout, folks. Chad fought for every single one of those pounds, proving he was mentally ready for the tool that could save his life. The surgery isn't the fix, it's the reward he truly earned.
Things together as a family. This is something I could never do when I was 700 pounds. Get this foot on that dot.
This is everything I wish for, you know, for him to get better so he can do more things with the kids.
The hopeful beginning, the new lease on life. We see Chad at a bowling alley with his family, not from a chair, but on his feet, actively playing and laughing with his kids. His wife is beaming, saying he's a changed man and a great dad. Chad himself says he's not just becoming the man he wants to be, he is that man now. This is the ultimate victory. It was never just about the food, it was about reclaiming a life that was lost to despair. The person he was is gone, replaced by a survivor. What an absolutely inspiring transformation.
I don't remember a time
waking up that I didn't hurt. Every single molecule in my body is painful. To be inside of my body, it is pain. It is sadness.
We are starting at the absolute rock bottom of a self-described prison of pain and sadness. Brittani is telling us that every single molecule in her body is in agony and that she sometimes wishes she wouldn't wake up. Make it make sense. Brittani articulates a level of self-disgust, that her own body is the most revolting thing in the world. It's an existence completely defined by suffering. She can barely manage basic hygiene, and the effort it takes is the most exhausting part of her day. This is a cry for help from a woman who feels so trapped inside herself that death looks like a viable alternative.
Not many people can pinpoint when their life changed, but I can tell you my life changed when I was 5 years old. I was molested by a family member, and my abuse went on for 6 years.
Of course, this didn't start with a simple love of food. She pinpoints the exact moment her life went off the rails, at 5 years old. For 6 years, she endured abuse from a family member. It's absolutely gut-wrenching. You can draw a straight, undeniable line from that childhood horror to the 600-pound woman we see today. Food wasn't a choice. It was a survival tool. It became the only comfort, the only reliable source of happiness she had in a world that felt unsafe and hateful. This isn't just about overeating. This is about a little girl building a physical wall to protect herself from a pain no child should ever know.
I want to make Brittani happy any way I can. Chocolate ice cream or
the chocolate one?
I am a full-on enabler, and I am very aware of.
Bill, her husband, openly admits to the camera that he is a full-on enabler. He knows he's doing it, and he just keeps on doing it. We watch him fetch 3 boxes of mac and cheese like it's a totally normal request. This isn't mustache-twirling villainy. It's a web of codependence that is just suffocating. He thinks he's making her happy, keeping her comfortable, but every single grocery trip is another step towards her grave. He's not her partner in life, he's her caretaker in a slow-motion decline. This is the definition of a toxic dynamic, where love has become the very thing that is killing her. It's wild.
Oh, you're over 600 pounds. What do you think got you to this weight?
Emotional eating in general. Stress, depression, anxiety, but I also eat when I'm happy and when things are going good. I just eat.
Enter Dr. Now, the voice of truth in this house of delusion. He takes one look at the situation and immediately cuts through all the nonsense. He doesn't just see a patient, he sees the entire dysfunctional system. He points right at Bill and tells him he's helping her eat herself to death. No sugarcoating, no gentle suggestions, just the cold, hard truth. And then, the ultimate reality check, no snacks, not even carrots. The look of panic is palpable. For the first time, Brittani is hearing what she needs to hear, not what she wants to hear. Dr. Now isn't just prescribing a diet, he's demanding a complete psychological overhaul for the entire household.
And you staying?
Yeah, we moved here.
Oh, super.
Yeah.
How is your diet doing?
I've done really well. Stay within 1,200 calories, very little carbs.
And here is the reward. She didn't lose the 40 pounds, she lost 35. You'd think Dr. Now would be furious, but no. He approves her for surgery. This is because she did something even more important. She packed up her entire life and moved to Houston, an act of commitment. Dr. Now saw that she wasn't just playing games, she was all in. She proved with her actions that she was serious about changing her life. This moment is so validating because it shows that this journey is about more than numbers on a scale. It's about a fundamental shift in mindset, and Brittani earned this chance.
When I woke up from surgery, I woke up to a whole new reality. For the first time in my life, I didn't have cravings. I didn't realize how much I was using food to help me feel sick.
This is the emotional breakthrough. Right after surgery, the cravings are gone, and what's left is a terrifying void. She is grieving. These aren't manipulative tears. This is a genuine, profound sense of loss. She literally describes food as her best friend, the thing she turned to for everything, and now it's gone. The anesthetic has worn off, and for the first time, she has to feel everything without it. This is the catharsis. This is years of buried pain, fear, and sadness finally coming to the surface with nowhere to hide. To see her confront this emotional reality head-on instead of eating it is the turning point. The real, raw, emotional journey has officially begun.
I just had weight loss surgery, and food is my comfort, and I've always just turned to it,
Right.
and now it's gone. And I'm just like, what did I get myself into?
Is it just about food?
I went through.
Kudos to her for seeking help. This therapy session is the tough love she needs. The therapist doesn't let her off the hook. She connects all the dots. She validates that food was a survival strategy for a traumatized child, but then she confronts her with the fact that it's now a source of shame and punishment. You are not that powerless 5-year-old anymore. What a powerful message. This is the real confrontation, not with a doctor, but with her own past. The therapist is giving her the tools to fight back, to ground herself in the present and realize she is safe now. She is being challenged to find new coping strategies and finally let that little girl go.
Hi. Okay, let's do this. I'm not gonna like break it, right? Are you sure? Okay. Oh, I can't do it, you guys.
What's the matter?
I can't do it.
The first real stumble after so much progress, she's on a date, feeling good, feeling normal, and she wants to do something romantic like ride a horse-drawn carriage. But her body just says no. The humiliation is written all over her face. Everyone is looking. This is a crushing reality of her situation smacking her in the face. She thought she was past this, and in one mortifying moment, she's reminded of how far she still has to go. This is that painful realization that the path to success is not a straight line. Will this defeat her, or will it fuel her?
Starting to let those fears go.
375.
That's awesome. It's a lot of weight loss. I have not weighed that much since I was a senior in high school.
Exciting.
What a finish. She weighs in at 375 pounds, a weight she hasn't seen since high school. The joy is absolutely electric, but it's more than the weight. We see her living, truly living. She's walking her dog, putting on her own shoes, and being a real partner to her husband. Their relationship has transformed from caretaker and patient to a genuine, intimate marriage. It was never just about the food. It was about reclaiming a life that was stolen from her by trauma. The person she was is gone. In her place is this confident, happy, vibrant survivor. That is how you seize an opportunity and build a future.